HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And shout out to everyone right now tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, which stands for Hip Hop Discussion Group. As you can see on the bottom banner, you can go to our website, hhdgmedia.com, where we have latest music, upcoming events, our merchandise, as well as written interviews, and also slowly putting on previous live interviews as well. As always, this is made possible through our company, HHDG Media Inc., which consists of 5 owners, 5 friends, and family. That is Skelly Top, Rock Faded KB, The Mayor, T. Smith, and myself, Wiki. For tonight, we have two talents coming, one out of Rochester and another coming out of Buffalo, that have been making some waves on their own as well as together. They just dropped a dope project, Then and Now, just last month, near the end of the month. And this is not their first time working together, and definitely won't be the last. MC Pretty Bulli, repping Buffalo, has been making waves and continuously elevating, and the bar game is ridiculous. And again, when it comes to bars, you gotta have substance. She is putting content relevant to her life in the music, and as well as just keeping the hip hop culture elevating. And we definitely gonna shout out right now before we can get into it with the whole rocking with on a sway with RZA, and that milestone right there that's a pinnacle right there for her. So we definitely got to salute her on that right there. And Kid Called Quest, this man been hitting them beats. I've been fortunate to finally get to see him in person about, I think it was 2 years ago at Top Shelf Premium's Supply and Demand show. He was out there with most of the members of The Cloth from Rochester as well. And been killing the boom bap beats, and he always got that soul with it. And if you haven't checked him out on his social media, he definitely gives you a glimpse on there as well. And he's also part of a dope group as well, Young Black and Gifted. Got some dope merch right here for y'all. Show y'all real quick. And he's always doing his thing, and we definitely going to dive into a little bit of their history as well as the new album, Then and Now. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Kid Called Quest.
Yo, what's up?
Peace.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Cool, man. Appreciate this interview, man.
Definitely. Like that hoodie.
Thanks, man.
And also, Pretty Bulli.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
For having me.
Absolutely. Definitely. And before we go into the album, we want to speak a little bit on history. So I know a lot of people probably started catching wind of the two of you when you dropped Homage. And that track right there, definitely, shout out to MC Light, but you put your own flavor on that. So tell us, initially, how long has this friendship been going on?
Quest, has it been 3 years? Has it been 3?
About 3 years.
Something like that. Yeah. We
that's my brother. 2021.
Yeah. It started with a trip to Rochester. I went out there with my manager just to listen to beats. And when I tell you I came home with an EP's worth of beats, and the rest is history.
That's dope.
Yeah. It's crazy how it all happened because, like, we was just going through beats and I put a pack together for her. And I believe, did I give you a thumb drive? I can't remember what I did. I think it was a thumb drive or something I gave you. But it had like a bunch of beats on there.
We emailed that thing.
Emailed. Yeah, the We Transfer. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Homage was one of the joints that I played, and that was one of the because we ended up that same day. That was the same day we actually knocked out Simplicity, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I remember she did that all in one take, and played a bunch of other beats, and Homage caught it here. So I ended up putting Homage on there with a couple other joints, and one of the other joints was Don't Judge Me. Matter of fact, I just made Don't Judge Me. The crazy thing is I just made the Don't Judge Me joint and the not the Confidence, but
Break
and Basic. I just made those beats that same day.
Mm-hmm.
So that day she came. I just got to making those beats. So I just threw all those on there too. And I forgot how long was it after that we continued to build, and I want to say about 4 months after she had a couple of joints already knocked out, and everything went from there.
Yeah.
Okay. And that Simplicity track, that was on the EP Duffel Bag Bulli EP in 2022.
Right.
Yep.
Right. We wanted to do a sneak preview to what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've already been working. So to add a little bonus track to it, that was definitely first pick.
Yeah, a lot of people's loving that.
Nice. Man. I want to get into the origin of the names, but first, Kid Called Quest, tell us what made you change the name to J Quest. I mean, from J Quest.
So what happened was, there's two J Quests that I know other than myself that I know about. One of them was from was he from Nevada? He was a DJ. He was like from Nevada, something like that. He was a DJ. And the other one, he was a producer from Boston, but his full name was Johnny Quest, but he used J Quest for a shorter to shorten it up. And then his third one, I never knew. I don't know where this third one came from, but it got to the point where every time I was doing stuff, like I'd do like a placement with Big Sugar or not, this third one would actually take the name and everything I was doing here, run with it, and was doing a bunch of crazy other stuff. And I'll be reaching out to certain people to try to submit beats and stuff. And people are like, "Oh man, we talked to you. We sent an email. You just kind of rude. Like, how you gonna be rude replying back to an email, then try to reach back out?" And I'll be lost, like, "Huh? What you talking about?" So I had like no clue what was going on. And then somebody finally told me, they're like, "Yo, this is the other dude named J Quest." And the crazy thing with his was spelled JAEKWEST. So people was getting the name when you say it sounds the same. So people was getting that mixed up, and he just kept like taking credit, doing crazy stuff, and like I didn't know how much other stuff he did. So I just got to the point I was like, man, I got to change my name. So whatever I do though, I got to keep Quest in there because everybody know me by that. Because if I'd have completely dropped Quest out, then I had to rebuild everything that I spent the previous 4 or 5 years doing. So I thought of a name, and the first thing that popped up was Kid Called Quest. And then I was saying to myself, I was telling a couple people about, like, I'm thinking about to go by Kid Called Quest. A couple people was like, that's a dope name, but it's bold at the same time. They said you might get a lot of backlash from it because people want, the track Called Quest. Which I ain't gonna front. I did get a lot of backlash at first, but I knew nobody was gonna have the heart enough to try to bite that name for the simple fact because of the backlash and all that. But once I started putting more work out, people started getting familiar with everything, it started settling with people a little bit more better. Like once in a while, I still get somebody, "Oh, you can't come up with an original name," but built the name up ever since then, and it's doing a lot. It's doing a lot better and a lot more being received a lot better than it was 8 years ago.
Right, got you. There you go.
Yeah, you said
and you pretty bully.
But you did it.
I remember there was an interview and you spoke about this origin, and I love for you to explain it, but a little friendly competition going on, and people see how your delivery is and everything. So tell us how that name came.
Understood. It started off as a joke. I was talking to one of my boys, and he's a real skinny dude, and he eats a lot, you know. So we was kind of like bickering back and forth, and I called him a skinny fat boy. And his rebuttal was like, "You ain't gonna bully me, you pretty bully." And we just all stopped, and we looked at each other like, "Wait a minute, you might be onto something," you know. So I took it, but like Quest said, I was getting a lot of backlash from it because that's not really what I can't even say not really. It's not what I represent, you know? So this is how it turned into an acronym. Maybe about a year later, Beautifully United Ladies Living Independently, which is why it is an I instead of a Y.
But it's impossible.
That's great. And I noticed you like the acronyms, which, you know, that's part of hip hop. That's the way it came up. We always had acronyms, and those acronyms were powerful. And, you know, here we are right now in 2024. We're talking about your name with a powerful acronym.
Thank you. And what like that? You know, like that's another thing Quest and I tried to do. I can't even say try. That was one of the main goals with this project, to bring back that whole pop feel, you know, where we all grew up at, where we were comfortable at. We missed it, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I gotta shout out your management, Drea, doing her thing.
Hey.
I think, yeah, I think this is important for many artists that, you know, they need that extra help, and there's people with that particular skill that are really doing a lot behind the scenes. So I got to give her a shout out right now for that.
Yes, that's my girl. I know she watching.
Kid Called Quest, talk a little bit about the group Young Black and Gifted.
So Young Black and Gifted, we formed that back in late 2008. Yeah, late 2008. Because me and my man Azariah, we connected through our man Euphony. This was back in 05. It's crazy how that happened. There was a big hip hop event that was happening here in Rochester called the Rochester Rap Coalition, and my man from the old previous group that I was in, it was a duo called Kicks and Snares. He kept begging me to come out this particular night. I think it was like the night after Christmas or 2 days after Christmas, something like that. And this was around the time when I was out of work, just graduated, so I had minimum but time on my hands. All I was doing majority of the days just knocking out beats on the MPC, just from morning to night, and wasn't really going nowhere, just knocking out beats, beat after beat after beat. And he's like, "Yo, man, you need to get out the crib sometimes, man." He's like, "Yo, they got this thing going on over at the Milestones on East Ave." So he's like, "Yo, let me know." He's like, "I got an extra ticket." He said, "You need to come out." So at first I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm about to leave." I just bought a bunch of records and said, "I'm gonna sit here and try to flip some more stuff." So he ended up hitting me back. He hit me like maybe 6 times, just kept begging, like, "Yo, come on, man, come on out, come on out." So I was like, nah, man. Like, I'm in the middle of knocking out some stuff. They hit me one last time, and I had got a beat block. I happened to have a beat block. He's like, "Yo, come on out, man." He's like, "Yo, I'm about to get ready to head that way." He said, "I'll come scoop you up." So I was like, "All right, man, cool." I like, let me go find something to wear. Then, yeah, I'll be ready in like 20 minutes. And as soon as we got there, my man Euphony, well, we ain't know each other yet, but I ended up bumping into him. This around the time I just dropped the J Quest vs. Wonder Speed. So I had a big old bag of those, so I was passing those out. And I happened to run a Euphony, and we built for a quick second, and I had my number actually on the CD. And as Ryan was performing that night, he was performing that, but we didn't get the build or nothing like that yet. So long story short, Euphony ended up hitting me like a week or two later, because I sent him a bunch of beats through the mail. This back we had to burn them on CD and then mail it out. So he ended up hitting me back, and he's like, "Yo, let's link up. So we ended up linking up. And that same day we linked up, we ended up he ended up accidentally running into Azariah, because Azariah was just out and about, just driving around, and he introduced us. Then me and Azariah started building, and then Euphony he fell back. So me and Azariah continued to build and stuff. So I started hitting Azariah with mad beats and stuff, and then had got some joints placed on his project Subject to Change. He had another project called Keep It Moving. And then from there, we just kept knocking out track after track after track. So we had like so much music. And then the idea hit me like around late 08. I was like, yo, man, we got so much stuff. Like, we might as well just form a group or something, man. Like, just do something, like do a group or something. Like, we got so much stuff together. And we ended up coming up with a name. First group we was going by was Living Proof. So we started going by that. And then, you know, at the time, I was sitting right because it was getting that confused because Knife Wonder had the group Actual Proof at the same time that he was pushing. That was what 2000. That's 2009. He was pushing them heavy, them and Big Remo at the time. And then so I'm like, yo, we got to think of another name or whatnot. So we were sitting there trying to think of another name, and the idea hit me, and it's like, yo, how about we go back Young, Black, and Gifted? So at first he's like, I don't know. I'm like, yo, that's a catchy, powerful name right there. And the dude that I was working with at the time that was doing the covers, he had basically like when I gave him the idea and everything, told him the name, he basically like created that whole logo on that shirt. That whole logo and everything was already created. And this is before like people was actually like independent artists and everybody's really focusing on pushing merch and everything. But we had that logo already made, and then we ended up taking all the tracks that we had that broke them down, and that's why we put together our first project called The Long Time Coming. And from there, everything else was history.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry, I was saying that's a dope come up, you know, going through right there.
Yeah, we knocked out that first one, The Long Time Coming. Then we ain't do our second project till about maybe 8 years later after that. And that was the Second Coming joint. That's why we came up with the name The Second Coming. So then, you know, that right there, once we put that out, like that had got a crazy response, and we just kept building and kept carrying it on from there. And that's when we incorporated like the shirts and everything, and just kept it going.
Yep. And give you a little blast from the past. Before A Long Time Coming, and before Put Your Headphones out, you dropped this joint.
Oh shoot! Sampleholic.
Sampleholic.
Yo, you just dang! I forgot all about that for a second. Dang. Yo, there's so much stuff that came out, man. Like people be telling me about stuff that I dropped, and just over the years, I'll be like, some of them I forgot about. But that right there, that was the first Sampleholic.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, dang, I gotta go back down and look for that. That's so. I'm so used to people pulling out "Put Your Headphones On" or to Put Your Headphones On Too. That right there, that was the compilation before the compilation.
Yeah. This, and I think when I bought this from you, I think it was around the time that Put Your Headphones was just out, and you also sent me that CD as well.
Yup, that's right. Yeah, because those came out because it was the Put Your Headphones. I was always having crazy ideas and stuff because I remember we had to Put Your Headphones On the soundtrack, which was the soundtrack to the actual album, and then the Sampleholic fell right in between that.
Yep.
He just took me back.
Okay. Drea just commented she's tuning in.
Smoke, what up?
I'm talking to you very calm.
That's okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot all about that project.
Out here, bro.
That was a lot.
Let's go.
It's dope. Now, how's the merch going? You know, because like I was saying, that's a dope hoodie, and you know, I was grateful to grab 2 t-shirts at the time as well.
Yeah, I'm actually been working on some new Young, Black, and Gifted designs, so I'm about to actually start focusing back on the merch again pretty soon.
Okay.
So what I've basically just been doing, like sometimes, like if somebody wants something, I just tell them no, send it, and I'll get it made for them, and just get it instead of me having a bulk of them all sitting around. I'll just get it made on the site and just get it sent out to them.
Nice. And it's perfect because it's coming directly from you.
Yeah. Yup, and then this was the homage joint that me and Bully was working with. We did that for the song when that came out. And she actually working on the Woe thing right now too. You see, she got the Woe shirt on. That's dope.
Whoa. Yeah, merch coming soon. Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, just grind it out.
Being that the two of you are from different cities, we all have, our common issues that go on in our neighborhoods, and just give us a little bit of how they molded you to the people you are now.
Just
Speaking for myself, I grew up in a fruit belt, east side of Buffalo, and I mean, for lack of better words, we just lived in poverty, but it was a happy space, if that makes sense.
yeah.
It was a community of us. So it's not like it's just, the poor chick down the street. No, we were all poor. So we made ways to make it fun, interesting. You know what I mean? That's when we were playing games in the street, when kids actually went outside. None of that tablet nonsense. You know what I mean? Like we actually got dirty, picked worms, and that shit builds character.
Good times.
Yeah, seriously. Hence is where reminisce came from. Yeah. I love my city. I love my hood. Like it made me who I am today because of things that I had to go through, because of things I had to witness, because of lack of other things. It created me. So I'm thankful for all the trials and tribulations, cuts and bruises, all that.
Yeah, there was across the street from the projects where I grew up at. They had like a wooded area. There was a park, and then there was a wooded area. So we used to, venture throughout all that area. And if you went through the wooded area, then you went to the abandoned railroad tracks on Staten Island that they used to have way before I was born at. And just having our little adventures and stuff and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. That's life. These kids don't go outside nowadays. They're on the phone. They don't even know what a game is.
But I have two sons, and the funny thing is, if you get them outside, then they don't want to come back in.
Really? Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Most of these kids be bored when they get outside, asking you what they supposed to do. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, now it's the generation is different now. Like we had to go outside. There was no choice. If you got in trouble, you had to stay in. That's like you being in prison. Like, damn, no, why? I'd rather take the whooping, learn my lesson, and go back out. Nah, that drives nuts. Like, nah. The worst part of being you sitting outside watching all your friends play, you stuck in the house. That made it even worse.
Looking at that window.
That made me think a lot. Like, I ain't gonna never do that again. Once I get up out of here after the next couple of weeks, I'm never gonna break that. I'm never gonna throw rocks again. Or
I spent a lot of my life in the window. That's wild. I used to have. I was on punishment a lot. I used to have a rake out the window, and everybody used to come like in front of the house while my mother and father was at bowling. And I'm playing the music for them. Damn, y'all just took me back. Yeah, I was on punishment a lot.
Nah, it's crazy when you think about it. Though, we used to get back in our generation when we got in trouble, you had to sit out and watch out that window, especially in the summertime when it's nice out.
Oh, that's
really
the torture.
You think about what you're gonna do. That was the torture. Yeah. You like, dang, I ain't never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
So you get in trouble again for something else. But that molded, like she said, that molded you though.
Mm-hmm. That's how I start writing.
That made you think. Yeah. Yeah, the punishments back in the day really molded your character because now you like, all right, I learned my.
Damn, y'all really got me thinking now.
Yep. That was one of the enjoyments of having a bike or a scooter or something.
Oh yeah.
Run with the whole crew in
Yeah,
the neighborhood.
Y'all put the Huggy bottles on the back tire? You better
Yep.
talk.
Yep.
Yep.
We used to do all that, make the motor sound and all that with the
Yep.
car.
Quarter waters.
I
Yep.
That was a good day. Yes, sir.
Creativity and still having fun with whatever you have around you.
Mhm.
GT Dino days. That's when your bike used to get stolen.
Yeah.
Like don't let nobody take that. Don't let nobody ride that bike. You let somebody take that bike. You get punished. Then you
never
lose
want
your
to see
bike.
it again.
That's a fact. The store. You better come back with it.
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah, man.
Football, shoot them up, bust them up. We used to play all that.
Damn, them was the good days.
Yep.
Like,
But I always have faith in the younger generation. Sometimes I think we just need to, give them a little glimpse of what we did. So, just have them play one of them games, see, and then after they get the hang of it, let them run with it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Put their on it, do whatever they're gonna do. Now that's a fact. I agree.
And the crazy thing too, you think about it, they be like, "What y'all doing when y'all was younger?" Oh, we used to go outside. We play football on the street, curveball. Shoot hoops, chill, ride the bikes, whatever. We was very active. The ask this generation later on, like, what y'all used to do? Y'all, we sit there and see, who got the most space on their phone, who got the most Rubik's or whatever. And another thing too,
that's messed up.
Another thing too, I think too, like even the video game era back then. For us to go play new video games back, we had to get out the house and travel to go to the mall, to go to the arcade thing.
Yep.
Now they can just sit down, wake up, wipe the coal at their eye, and just hit download. It's right there. They figured like they spoiled now.
Yep.
It's like that with music too. Like you had to actually get up to go look for music.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would hear something on the radio, but to find them albums, you had to actually get up and go to like the record theaters, or here we had the record archive, the House of Guitars, or if you was out deep in the suburbs or whatever, the FYEs and all that. Just to, you had a stack of CDs and stuff. And it made you discover more. It made you discover new music because you had to physically go search through it. Now it's just you type it. If you have to find something, you find it. But it's not like how it used to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nowadays they dangle what they want you to catch on to in front of you. The kids ain't even looking for it. They putting it in front of
you. Yeah.
I remember back in middle school, because like I said, I had a brother that was DJing. He was DJing, so I was always getting put on the other music that the kids that was used to looking at MTV and all that, the stuff that was being catered in there. They was used to those artists, but I was had a lot of underground artists and stuff, and people like, oh man, you listen to all that board stuff. It's like, nah, man, like this stuff doper than some of the stuff they playing on TV. What you talking about? I remember I was one of the first kids to be bumping Eminem. Back when he was real deep underground.
Mm.
Kids ask me, "Yo, who's that dude rapping right there?" I find that amusing. That's very hilarious. We saw like his name Eminem was a white rapper. Oh, really? He's white? Next thing you know, everybody else catch on him as soon as he blow up. Like I feel like, nah, the effing, come on. That's what I miss about them days. Like, he really did some days having in a backpack full of tapes and CDs. Like, ain't like, oh man, I don't play this record out. Let me go skim now and swipe over and play. Nah, you gotta take that tape out, take the time out, and actually give you time to think about what you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or create
digest that music.
And just let it run.
Yep. Let it play to the tape pop.
Ooh, listen, tape poppage. Putting the little pieces of paper in them joints, man. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on everybody. You better talk to me.
And then spin it with the.
You know.
The second disappointment a lot of these kids ain't gonna experience is when they actually go buy the album, take that trip to Walmart or Kmart to buy the album, not realizing they selling you the clean version of the album. There's still a whole another dirty version that's being sold at the other stores. I got got with a couple CDs like that.
This is true.
Yeah.
Now they got the choice: explicit or clean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kid Cole Quest, we got into a little bit of your past. Pretty Bully, I think one of your earliest projects, actually a mixtape that I remember, was Dope Chick No Soda.
Oh wow. Yeah. I was in a different space in my life. Don't chick no soda. Um, I was mostly just on my shit talk phase, if that makes sense. I was being tested a lot by the men around me and overlooked for that matter. So it was more so I can do what you're doing and still put a feminine twist on it, you know? So it was really just very braggadocious. Very. That was a different phase of my life. But yes, that's a throwback. Yes, sir. I enjoy making it though. It was really challenges, like things that they had on the internet when somebody was going off a certain beat
Mhm.
and the mind frame I was in, like, nah, I wouldn't have attacked it like that. You know, and it ended up being a project. I wasn't even doing a project at first. I was just going off of beats that I liked or concepts that an industry artist already had. And I turned it into a project. I felt like I had, after I dropped Respect Your History, I want to say it was a year after, and I didn't want to go too long without dropping. So then I formed it into a project and added a couple more songs.
Okay.
I have fun
Well,
making.
yeah. So what was your first official project? Was that the breakup?
Respect Your History was first. I actually,
Okay.
yeah, that was in the end of 2017, beginning of 2018 was the first time I actually put my own project together. Like I had other mixtapes and tapes with groups that I was in when I was a little younger, but I actually got fired from my job. I was working there for 14 years and I got fired, and it was like either I'm gonna go dive right into work or I'm gonna do what my heart is telling me to do. So I went with my masterpiece shit. I pressed literally every CD on a laptop one at a time. I made my little cover on my phone, and I got out here in these streets, you know, and then that was my first time ever feeling what it felt like to be an artist. Before I was just rapping, you know, but that was my introduction to all of this.
Mhm. Nice, nice. Then and Now dropped on the 29th of March. Um, you had some singles in 2023. One of them was Basic.
Mhm.
Tell us the space that you were coming from with that, and let everyone know what the acronym is.
Broads always secretly in competition. Um, Quest and I, we talk on the phone a lot. And when I tell you, when we talk on the phone, there's like ideas coming literally every 3 minutes. We coming up with something else. It's constant, bro. But it's a good thing. But this particular time, it was like a lot of cattiness going on in the industry. A lot. A lot of women were bickering back and forth, which to me seemed like nonsense, you know, and not only what was going on in the industry, but in real life, what every woman can relate to. There's always some type of underlying, not always, but the majority of the time, some type of underlying hate or side eyeing going on when it comes to women. And we get put against each other a lot, you know, and it doesn't have to be the narrative.
Right.
And I felt the need to say something. You know, the space I was in was grow up, ladies. That's how I was feeling at the time. But yeah, Basic was yeah, that was different. That was in the summer. And it came up pretty quick. I remember sending Quest. I think I sent you a I don't think I even had the hook yet. I had a verse. And I
Oh.
said
Yeah.
yeah. That song kind of formulated backwards, but yeah, the gist of it came from all the cattiness that was going on in the industry with them putting women against each other.
Let's let the people see the music video for this.
Welcome to detention, ladies. I need all phones, please. Phones, please. Thank you. Thank you. Headphones, too. Headphones, too. Thank you. Thank you. Legs down, babe. Basic. 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 Bully. Whoa. I was never one of you. Y'all can finally face it. Broads always secretly in competition. Basic. I can't be no. I won't be no. Never be no basic. I was never one of you. Y'all can finally face it. Broads always secretly in competition. Basic. I can't be no. I won't be no. Never be no basic. Ain't nothing worse than the basic bitch with no home training. Side eye and all your come ups, cause it's L she gaining a different language. Never giving credit where it's due. It's pathetic how you dread another queen is making moves. Never giving compliments without some condescending. Comments coming behind it tastes like vomit when pretending. This a PSA to all haters amazed that these shots that I keep taking and make it look like a grade. So unfazed. Used to catching shade cause I'm from the dirt. Finding different ways to get me paid and you can watch me work. Bitches rather throw some sort on names but it feels rehearsed. Change the chick, same script the lanes, then that shit reverse. Full search. Haters come around like it's a boomerang. Niggas that be smiling don't be happy when you doing things. That's a catastrophe. Who's to blame? It's from who you came. Should've beat your ass with that belt like Pootie Fang. I was never one of you. Y'all can finally face it. Broads always secretly in competition. Basic. I can't be no. I won't be no. Never be no basic. I was never one of you. Y'all can finally face it. Broads always secretly in competition. Basic. I can't be no. I won't be no. Never be no basic. Shout out to all the basics that got me wanting to stay fit. Cause working out my pen, I'm ball heavy. Deadlift. No scrawny shit as I'm trying to pin a demonic hit. My designer pick aligning with the bread I'm trying to get. I politic with the type chicks that can level up. I come to grips that acknowledgements are a form of love. It's prevalent how my time is spent. I don't shoot the shit, but learn a bitch moves like a bullet point in the syllabus. I see you. Be careful who you keep around. You hate becoming close. Like your day one can see you drown and never send a boat. Chose not to be around and never be provoked. I comb in these little problems, meaning different strokes, different folk. It's never black and white. It's nothing like on the TV. Cause greedy appetites never be suffice with second string. Nope. Watch the company you keep for sidebar hating. Brawl secretly in competition, we call basic. I was never one of you. Y'all can finally face it. Broads always secretly in competition. Basic. I can't be no. I won't be no. Never be no basic. I was never one of you. Y'all can finally face it. Broads always secretly in competition. Basic. I can't be no. I won't be no. Never be no basic. Y'all can finally face it. In competition. Basic. Be no basic. Okay, ladies. You can have your phones back. I don't want to see y'all here tomorrow. Thank you. Right.
Guess who laughed? Who chuckled?
Aww. Aww.
And that was a video basic.
Those are my babies. That was actually my daughter in there with the puff balls.
With Puffs,
And her-
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Did everyone that was featured in that video actually go to that school?
You know what? We weren't in the school.
Oh,
That
it wasn't? Oh, okay.
a community center. So shout out to
Ah,
Jones, my videographer. We just set it up so it looked like a classroom.
nice.
Yeah, shout out to him. Black Belt Jones.
Yeah, shout out to Black Belt.
That's dope.
Have fun.
Again,
That was good.
you were definitely in 2023 building up to the new album, but also staying relevant with your bars for breakfast.
That is fun. That started with just me going to work in the morning. And I mean, life is busy, just to keep it on it. So it was like you really don't always have time to do what you want to do, you know? And I love music. So I told myself, I'm like, I'm going to make time for what I love. So before I went to work, I was just, literally in the morning, and it just came out bars for breakfast, and I stuck with it, and then we turned it into something else, thanks to my bro and all these bright ideas we be coming up with. But yeah, it really just started off as me on my way to work, literally got maybe like a 10-minute drive. Let's get this done. Before I got to punch in, I'm going to post something, And Bars for Breakfast was born. Now we got cereal boxes and shit.
Mm-hmm. Build a brand off of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Staying active, creative minds working together. You know what I mean? Bouncing off of each other. I love my bro. Can't nobody tell me nothing about Quest. Say what I said.
Yeah, we be throwing ideas back and forth all the time.
Mm-hmm.
These conversations be crazy. Like sometimes we be having to tell each other, okay, damn, it's 9 o'clock. Just be talking, letting steam off, coming up with something else. It's always something to do, but he keep me active. That's a fact. Because it's one thing to come up with ideas, is another thing to act on them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Put these things into motion. I love it here, for lack of better words.
That's great to have that chemistry, to be able to vibe off each other like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also in 2023, we got to talk about the Wu-Tang Clan, the Saga Continues verse.
Oh my
Tell
God.
us how. Tell us how you started with being able to put that entry in for that verse. What was going on at that time?
Well, initially we were told that it was a contest for an open verse challenge. So we were to write the 16 and submit it. So after, I think it was over 10,000 entries.
Wow.
Man, like writing the verse was crazy. Like, cause when I got the beat, it was intimidating. You got Wu-Tang members on the track already. So of course I overthought every bar. It's like, no, I don't like that. No, but I had to get out my head, and just, do what I do, coast on the beat, like I'm supposed to, but actually getting there, it was different. Like Sway came in the room and he basically told us then that it wasn't, like we still didn't know at first. And he let us know that he just wanted us all to have that shine. He wanted to shine a light on us individually. So shout out to Sway in the morning. Shout out to RZA, Heather B. Oh my God. Like the love up there was crazy. I was having an out of body experience. I ain't gonna hold you. I was fanning out. Like, come on. You know,
Exactly.
that was crazy. Like, I still be smiling hard as hell now, just thinking about it. That was crazy. I had to stand next to RZA. And Sway hit me with I want Bully to stand next to RZA. No pressure. My heart going like this. I'm like, what? No, I will never forget that experience. Ever.
That's fire. And also shout out another dope MC, Nejma Nefertiti, who's also got to do her thing.
Yes, sis. Yeah, and we got to do something. I know we keep
Yes.
saying to each other, but that's the fact. It's going to happen because I love her. I love her energy. Yeah. I was team sis. I hadn't even heard her rap yet. But the fact that we was the only two girls, I was team sis. Period.
That's dope. Yeah, I definitely would love to hear the two of you rhyme together.
That's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. Cause I know we both been in our own busy worlds, but we gonna make it collide. That's a mission of mine. I have to work with her.
There you go. Yep. And she will be on HHDG Media once again later this month.
Nice.
As she just dropped that EP Animal Bars with Double AB and Dub Sonata.
Yes, nice. That is nice. She got some heat on there.
Mm-hmm.
She got some heat on there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Kid Called Quest also in 2023. I mean, the work that you and Pretty Bulli continuously keeping that buzz going, but you also dropped Kendrick Cole project.
Yeah, the Ken C project. Yup. Ken C EP, yeah. Shout out to Ken C. That was another project. Like we originally were supposed to just do an EP and we just kept knocking out joints and it just turned into an album. And like he was killing it, like everything he was getting, like he was just killing it, like coming up with concepts and very lyrical dude.
Mm-hmm.
Very lyrical and now you just have fun. We just have fun creating. And that's what brings the best out when you're having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that project right there, like it's crazy because like I got a copy sitting right here. Yeah, it's crazy because the first joint that we had put out, because we was testing the waters just to see what the response was gonna be. But the first joint that we did was the Vanilla Ice joint. That's the first single that we put out, and once that started circling around, people was going crazy, like, yo, we need to hear more, And then we did he had the Never Give You Up joint, which eventually turned into the remix for Late, which had Pretty Bully, Curtis Coke, and Jazzo on that.
Yep.
Which that was even a bigger response right there. Like people loved that. And we had knocked the video out, the animated video for it. So it was just crazy. But yeah, shout out to Ken C.
Hey, Ken C.
Dope, man. Before we talk a little more about then and now, Kid Called Quest, what's up with that Rochester Royals track? That's one of my favorite tracks that you put out, with so many MCs on there.
So the Rochester Royals track, the crazy thing about that was supposed to, the guy, me and my man Ice Grill, we had did a what year was that? Was that 2015? Yeah, 2015. We had did an EP called Gunpowder. It was supposed to be like the prequel to the project that he had coming with DJ M80 called Black Chalk. Black Chalk. So we had busted out them songs, knocked those all out. And I had this idea, I wanted to reflip the Crooklyn Dodgers joint, return to Crooklyn Dodgers. So I had came up on the sample. I remember I was just messing around with it. It was just, just messing around with it. And I sent it over to him. And he had wrote a verse. He ended up really writing a verse to it. I was just playing around at the time with the beat. Like, just son, there you go. See if you like it or not. I don't think you're gonna mess with it. So yeah, hit me back. He's like, yo, I got a verse for that Crooklyn Dodgers joint you reflip for me. So he hit me back. This is like like a month later after I made it, I completely forgot about the beat. So I was like, "Which joint you talking about? Crooklyn Dodgers?" And he sent it back. I'm like, "Oh snap!" That because I almost ended up deleting that beat.
Oh,
It's just one of the joints, you just making it, man. Because I do that with a lot of beats. I'm starting to get in the habit of saving them. If I don't like how it sounds at the moment, I'm starting to learn now. Like, all right, just hit save and come back to it another time. But he hit me back. He's like, "Yo," he said, "I got to get somebody out here with me." So we ended up getting Curtis Coke at the time. He was going by Kurt Lacey. He ended up doing the 16. So we heard it there. He did this. Kurt laid his 16 down. And Ice Girl was about to do a second verse, but he's like, I don't know which direction to go. He's like, I don't know if I want to do another verse or should I get somebody on it. So I told him at the time, like, shoot, reach out to Little E. We'll go by E till now. Well, he always go by E, but people call him Little E for short. He's like, yeah, I'm definitely about to do. He's like, I'm gonna see how E's schedule look and see if I can get him to knock out a joint. And then you know how E do. E got it, did his thing on there, got the song back, got it mixed down. We listened to it. He's like, yo, this joint crazy. Like, yo, we got to put it out. But there was a situation that happened up here because we had everything, like the cover of everything was knocked out. But they had a situation that happened up here, and I told Ice, like, yo, we need to fall back from putting this particular song out right now, and wait till this thing was going on right now, cool down, and it boils over. So like, he didn't want to put. Not saying that the song was negative or whatnot, but just the environments that they represent.
What's going on? Yeah,
you don't want to, yeah. So like, we just wait till that cooled down, and then I think we waited like a month or two, and then we ended up dropping it. That song originally came out 2015. Yeah, we originally dropped it in 2015. There was a single, which, like I said, it was supposed to go on the Gunpowder joint, but it didn't make it on there. So it ended up going on the Put Your Headphones On 2 project that I ended up putting together later on that year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's still like a lot of people will be talking about that joint.
Yeah,
and I was surprised when I did the Kid Called Quest on the Beats joint. I was like, yo, let me slap this on there too, just to refresh and give everybody who haven't heard it yet, because that's during the blog era. So only so many people actually heard that song if they haven't got the compilation to Put Your Headphones On and whatnot. So a lot of people thought that song was like recently recorded, but that's about like 5 years before the Kid Called Quest on the Beats.
Yeah, that's dope.
And then my brother Sight, he did the cuts and everything on there.
And shout out to him. Yeah.
And that definitely took it to a whole nother level right there when he did scratches and everything.
Yep.
Please forgive me, guys. You might see me leaning to the side and shit. I'm just trying to plug my phone up.
All right.
You good?
That's fine.
I was gonna go into the new album Then and Now, and just talk about the title first. I'm not gonna say it's self-explanatory, but when you listen to the album and then understanding how your come up is, I kind of understand, how that title coincides with everything. But I want to hear it from the two of you.
We came up with the title after it was completed. It was one of those to explain what it was. We let the music explain what the title was. So you are absolutely right. It came up after. Like we discussed while we were making these singles before we even had an album. We were discussing that we wanted it to have that classic feel and touch on different points of hip hop that aren't as prominent as we want them to be, like storytelling. You know what I mean? Like we wanted to touch on all those different points. So we knew that part of it, and me incorporating my life into music is how the Then and Now came about. But just adding everything together.
Feel that, yeah. And who came up with the cover and did the photo?
Well, Black Belt Jones did the photo, and Quest.
My man out of Russia.
I can take credit for that covering.
Yeah, my man out of Russia, Ron K, if I'm pronouncing his name right, do ill on the covers. Gave him the idea that we was thinking about, and he put everything right together.
But it was Quest's idea to use old pictures, like
Okay.
throwback pictures of myself. So he just gave him the material. That was absolutely your idea, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we was throwing ideas back and forth. Like, damn, what should we do? Which direction should we go with the cover? And I thought about, like, you know what? If you got some pictures, some older pictures from back in the day yourself, when you was younger, like, we could kind of fade those into the background, but have your face be the main thing, the main photo popping out, but have everything else faded in the background, just enough so everybody can see it.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Perfectly done. Yep.
I love the black and white feel that he put when he sent it to me. He sent me different colors at first, so it's like different color hues on them, but the black and white one just stood out to me the most.
Yeah, it gave that traditional feel.
Yeah,
visual.
Okay, bro, you did that.
What other talents you got over there?
I'll be telling everybody, man. I'll just be thinking 100 miles, like just thinking like idea after idea after idea when it comes to the creative part. Just thinking of stuff like, all right, this will work. Let's try this and see. Just doing different things to see what'll work and what won't work.
That's how we came up with the cereal box. We was on the phone, and it just started happening. Like I started creating a box while we were talking to each other. I'm like, yo, I could do this. So I sent them like a blueprint of it, and our baby was born.
Now, being that, you having so many ideas coming like that, who is the person that retains most of this, and who is the type of person that writes or types things out?
I go to him for memory.
Okay.
Like, what was it we said before? If I don't write it down, it's over. I'm not going to remember it. I'm not going to hold you.
I be like that sometimes too. Like I jot, like you always keep a notebook, man. Like ideas, just jot them down. And sometimes I go back and I'm like, dang, I know I had this idea. Let me go back and let me look at the notebook, see if I wrote it down. Sometimes like I think of something at the moment, and then a couple minutes go by, and I don't forgot about it. Like, dang, what was that idea I was thinking of? I know it was dope.
Yeah. Because we have like 50 of them on one phone call. So if you don't write them down, it's over.
Yeah, or hopefully in a text. I'll be like, all right, I sent out an idea for a text, so hopefully that idea still be in a text or something. Like, okay, that's what all right, that's what we was talking about.
Because I'll sure enough be calling them back while I'm at work. Now, bro, what was we talking about yesterday?
This album, and I mentioned this in the intro about Pretty Bully having substance in the bars that you bring. This album is an example of that, and also, like you were also saying, how the title came afterwards, but you can see how the buildup and the brand was continuously going on before 2024 came along. And how do you feel knowing how a lot of artists, female artists, are treated, and it's always got to be one at the top, and it can't be many the way it used to be? And here you are bringing an album that will continue. I wouldn't say will. I'm sure it's inspiring other artists right now, and as well as some girls that are out there.
Well, personally, growing up in the day of hip hop where women were empowering each other, I miss that. So putting women against each other or having one that has to be at the top, the queen of this camp and this, that, and the third is being dictated by men. So it takes a unity with women in order to stop that, which is another reason why I chose the acronym that I did for my name. You know, so more women working together behind the scenes will help more women in the forefront work together. You know, I don't like that it has to be only, well, not now. It's changing now. It's
Yeah,
definitely changing. But it was very irritating because it drowns out and probably intimidates a lot of younger women from coming out. You know, then you add in the overly sexualized industry and it stops the creativity of the natural woman. You know, it's a lot of layers to that. A lot of layers to that. But as far as just only being one woman, I'm so glad that the narrative is changing now. Because for so long, it was for too long that
Yeah.
it was only one woman in this camp, and they just constantly put them against one another. And in real life, they probably didn't even have beef. You know, it was just the facade, the image that they wanted to put up. So you can have queen over here, queen over there. And it's like, but queens don't really beef like that. You feel me? Queens come together. So I'm happy that the narrative is changing. Absolutely.
Great. And also I gotta shout out the female producers out there that are also doing their thing. And I've noticed a lot of them that are producers are more than just that. And I always give a shout out to Junie from Detroit, a young artist. She's always doing her thing. She rhymes, she sings, she produces, she engineers, and she's a perfect example of, you know, what I talk about, that the talent is out there. You know, there is no female or femc. That, you know, you're an MC, you're a producer, you got the talent, do your thing. But I understand how the industry continues to put that out there in that type of light.
Mm-hmm.
Kid called Quest. What equipment are you using these days? And is there anybody out there that has been inspired by you, that, you know, has been checking out your music and, you know, maybe might be local or might have hit you up and, you know, they said that you've been inspiring them?
Yeah, I be getting hits all the time from up and coming producers or producers just starting out. That they be like they say that they got picked up one of the projects or they run into one of the songs or whatnot. Like, yo, you inspired. Like, I like your grind on that. Inspire me. So be like, yo, you don't inspire me to go buy an MP or whatever. So I get hit all the time about that. You know, one of the ones I know that definitely inspired a lot. SI Finest, you probably heard of him. He's from Staten Island.
Yep.
Up and coming young kid that's doing beats. Definitely nice. Shout out to SI Finest. But yeah, I always get hit all the time.
That's dope. Yeah, he just produced Lifelong's recent project.
Yeah, he stay active.
Always, yeah.
He always stay active. And
yeah,
as far as equipment,
that one right there, Lifelong, that's our finest.
Nice.
Equipment wise, I've been mainly just been back on the MP. Like, always be between the MP and machine, but lately I've been focused more on the MP.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll use the X. Like, I got my X right here. I always keep it covered. But yeah, I just been all the latest stuff. I just been knocking out on the MP. I just copped the stems too, but I got to test that out because I use a Mac, so I got to make sure that everything's compatible because I don't want to update the operating system and then find out some of the other stuff ain't compatible. You know how the Macs be. They'll be messed up for like 5 months until they come out with an update that's compatible.
Yeah,
I can't afford that right now. That be sometimes make me want to go back to a Windows sometimes. You think about them operations, but then I'd be like, dang. but it ain't gonna run like how it runs on a Mac.
Right. Yep.
I already learned my lesson beforehand doing that. Just messing around. Matter of fact, I was El Captain when that first came out. I should have left it at the Yoshimitsu, but I updated the El Captain, and my Pro Tools, everything crashed. Wasn't compatible with it.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was like, nah, I don't even want to take the chance right now until I actually find out officially.
Understood.
That's scary.
It is hell. Right.
Yeah,
Shit,
right.
I got nervous.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I wish, because that's why I was like, damn, I wish the Macs was like how the Windows was like, you could download something on the Windows and go from there. The Mac, you got to make sure the operating system and everything is straight, and make sure that like the machine or whatever you're using, or whatever hardware controllers you're using or whatever, make sure that and the software is compatible.
Yeah.
That'll leave you stranded.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can we expect Pretty Bulli and Kick All Quest to be performing then and now anywhere soon?
Yep. On the 12th of April, I'm actually throwing a release concert. I don't like listening parties, so I'm gonna put a different spin on it because I want the listener to be able to feel how I felt when I wrote it, and the only way to do that is live. So April 12th. Yes, sir.
Nice. If a person never heard of you and this album was presented to them, what would be the first track that you want them to hear?
I would have to say She's a Problem. And the reason I would say that is because it's going to make them want to know what else is there, and that is because of my bro. Because I actually wanted to put another verse on it. He was like, nah. We're going to leave it just like that. Pull them in a little bit. So yeah, just to have them take a gander on the whole project, I think that would be a good starter.
Okay. And I think he's right, because you know how they say that first song on the album is what keeps the listener to want to hear the rest of it. That is the one.
He's a mastermind. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, just give them a little bit at a time and let them want more. Let them beg for more.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's dope. I appreciate Pretty Bulli, Kick All Quest, y'all taking the time to speak with us. And if anyone has not heard Then and Now yet, definitely go check it out. I'm going to put the link up right now again. Go out there, go to Kick All Quest Bandcamp. You go out there and support it, listen, share it to other people.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but it's also available on Apple, everywhere else too, on the other streaming platforms too.
Absolutely. But I want to give the Bandcamp so y'all know.
Yeah.
He's doing right. Look, you see how he say nothing. He's doing right. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And you could let everyone know where they can go reach out to you, as well as continuously support your music.
You can find me on every social media platform. Pretty Bulli _ Instagram is pretty_bully. That's BULLI. Every other platform is Pretty Bulli. BULLI.
And like, you can find me everywhere. Kick All Quest.
Short and sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. I always like it like that, because some people, it'd be hard to find some people because their name might be like Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
You go look for it's a whole different name. Icy Hot 31 something. Like, come on, just do something. Just do your name. Gotta
That's
maybe be a
true.
detective to find you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Once again, Then and Now is out now. Definitely go check it out. And Kick Off Quest and Pretty Bully, you're always welcome to come back. And I appreciate, talking with you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Appreciate you too, man.
We'll be
Thank
back. Look.
Definitely. Maybe next time with Nesma.
No, seriously. Yes, let's speak that into existence. Hi, sis. Shout out to her. Yes, for real. That's
Definitely.
going. See, now you about to have me back in a lab, as I should be. No, that's okay. That's okay. I like fire. That's okay.
That's good. That's good. On behalf of HHDG Media, we're going to say peace.
Peace.
Peace out.